If it's Wednesday, it's Hump Day Hangover. Greetings everyone, I'm Bart, the Success Educator, and today's topic is to commit to lifelong learning. So, grab yourself a cup of coffee, or join me with a cocktail, and let's get started. This is Hump Day Hangover. If you will, consider this. Learning should not stop when traditional school ends. By actively seeking opportunities to increase your knowledge base, you're actively searching to improve your life. Today's lesson, as with all, come from my best-selling book, My Moment to Succeed, available out on Amazon.com. Just go out to my website, successeducator.com, and you'll find a link there. Also available in a number of independent bookstores. But let's get back to our topic of committing to lifelong learning. Now, education does not need to be formal. In fact, odds are everyone you know can teach you something. But it's up to you to allow them to do so. Now, the official concept of lifelong learning was introduced back in Denmark in 1971, but has been prevalent in society since biblical times. What is lifelong learning? Lifelong learning is the ongoing, voluntary, and self-motivated pursuit of knowledge. And you do this for either personal or professional reasons. But when you do commit to lifelong learning, you're also committing to improving yourself rather than competing with others. Lifelong learning engages in social inclusion, active citizenship, and in personal development. Many places today have co-workspaces. I participate in a company called Co-Workshop, where we do have a co-working space. We mastermind together. There's also a number of internet cafes out there that you can go and work and be part of a collective base of knowledge. So set your own standard with lifelong learning and embrace the mantra, if it is to be, it is up to me. Now, learning is ongoing and widespread. It's found in your daily interactions. It's throughout social media. It's entrenched in the media. Even with fake news we hear so much about today, fake news stimulates critical thinking. You start to think, is this fake or is this real? And with technology, learning is now both global and within your individual world. Practically there is nothing that you cannot learn. So what are the most common ways that we do learn? Well, first of all, there's a formal education, and that is the traditional classroom or traditional online courses that you sign up for and are held accountable for. Secondly, there's informal education. Informal education is workshops, discovery sessions, community outreach sessions, and then finally there's self-directed learning. And self-directed learning is what you're doing now. Self-directed learning is the most beneficial and the most sustainable. Confucius says, I hear and I forget. I see and I remember. I do and I understand. Self-directed learning embraces the do, allows you to really capsulize what learning is going on and what learning is taking place. Self-directed learning, though, can be challenging even for the motivated and the brightest learners. The why of self-directed learning is survival. Survival of the fittest and survival of the most driven. Now, taking initiative is the first step to becoming a lifelong learner. You don't want to wait for someone to tell you, oh, you need to learn this or you must learn this. Take that first step. Own your commitment to learning. Recognize the importance of the task and confirm and validate to yourself that you lack the proper knowledge that is required. Lifelong learners must, first of all, be comfortable with independence. Self-discipline is paramount. If you do not see yourself as someone who is self-disciplined, begin by working toward that goal. Learning to be self-disciplined is a learning process. You learn to become more independent. And how do you do that? Well, first of all, just make yourself a list. Put down the things that you want to do, you want to accomplish. And then outside of each one, set a date. And then set a goal that will evaluate your achievement of that goal. There's a website called IQmatrix.com. And on that website, they give us a great definition of self-discipline. It reads, self-discipline is about your ability to control your desires and impulses long enough to stay focused on what needs to be done to successfully achieve your goal. It's about taking small, consistent daily actions that help you form critical habits that support your objectives. Again, it's about taking small, consistent daily actions that help you form critical habits that support your objectives. So how do you do this? What are some steps you can take to get to that point of consistent daily actions? First of all, be clear as to what you want to accomplish. Evaluate why you want to accomplish your goal and articulate why you deserve to accomplish your goal. Then eliminate all distractions. I call it eliminating the noise. This includes television, this includes social media, and may include some friends and family. But eliminate all distractions. Then prioritize your highest value tasks and activities. Track your progress and remain accountable. Now, self-discipline is not just about doing something. You can consistently execute a bad habit. For example, if you're a smoker and you know you need to quit, but you still continue to smoke. That is self-discipline, and you're consistently doing it, but you're not moving in the direction you want to move in. So self-discipline is more about constantly and consistently adapting and modifying your behavior. Like with any journey, it's not just a straight shot. You must learn how to course correct, learn how to adapt, learn how to modify. Next, you're facing changing conditions and circumstances without reservation. Change is hard for us, especially for adults. But you've learned to face those changing conditions and those circumstances, knowing that whatever's ahead, that is a learning opportunity. And you only make a mistake when you fail to learn from it. And then you have an unwavering commitment to your goals. You know what you want to achieve. You do not give up until you achieve that goal. Engaging in lifelong learning directly correlates to increasing self-confidence. There's always room for growth, and you recognize the difference between being confident and being smug. Someone who is smug is covering for the lack of confidence. When you have confidence, not only do you know it, but so does the rest of the world. So be specific as to what you want to learn. Instead of saying, I want to learn to cook, set a goal of learning to make the best killer cheesecake you can possibly make. Maybe your goal is you want to learn computer programming. Do you want to learn a specific language? Or do you want to learn how to build an app for a mobile device? Maybe you want to learn to dance. Do you want to learn to tap? To do foxtrot? To do hip hop? Be specific what your goals are. And the same is true with your lifelong commitment to personal development. Initially, commit to being a better person. Start there. But then challenge yourself to go deeper and to be even more specific. Commit to being a person of influence. And when you do, your passion becomes your purpose. In summary, by actively engaging in the learning process and making the commitment to implement what you learn, your journey of self-improvement sustains and grows. So for this week's journaling activities, let's take a look at this. Ask yourself, what is your definition of lifelong learning? Are you a lifelong learner? What are you doing to boost your commitment to lifelong learning? Then take a moment and evaluate your self-discipline. How is it different in the areas where you have a great deal of confidence in contrast to areas where you feel like you have limited knowledge or abilities? Then, if you would, define at least 3 areas where you would like to gain more knowledge. Is there one area where you can commit to self-directed learning? Set a date, set a goal, begin. And don't forget that gratitude list. 3 to 5 things that you're grateful for today. This week's Bardism comes from the legendary B.B. King. And B.B. King taught us that the beautiful thing about learning is that no one can take it away from you. So thank you for spending a few moments with me. Hit that subscribe button below. Click on the bell to receive notification. Go up to my website, successeducator.com. Across the top, you'll see links to my social media. Follow me on social media, and of course, visit the Success Store. And remember, what comes to mind when someone mentions your name, that is your brand. So until next Wednesday, this has been Hump Day Hangover. Ciao.